Hey, I'm Dante,
And hey, I'm Dana.
and welcome to the Dante Show.
Let me touch you, can make it bad, I'ma make it bad for it, bad for it. When I tease you, you ain't gonna wanna stop, I'ma make you bad for it, bad for it. I know you want my body and I will make you bad for it.
What it do, everybody? What it do? Happy Monday.
Yeah.
22nd, 2021. We're in that second month of 2022. Can you believe it? We are here and we are still pushing through. I'm your boy Dante Morrison, host of the Dante Show, but it would not be the Dante Show. I'm a phenomenal sidekick. What's your name, dog?
Dana Dane. What up, ladies? What's going on out there in Facebook world? I am here. Ladies, let me hear you scream if you feel me.
Right.
Let's go.
Let's go. What's up, Spencer? Spencer Tyler. I met Spencer Tyler literally 15 minutes ago on the infamous Thai East page. Part of the Thai Squad. Thai Squad's coming in the building. Thai Squad, thanks for rolling over this way to this side of town to join the Dante Show for a phenomenal conversation. Spencer actually started a great dialogue on Thai East's page, and Thai East kind of, kept it going, just talking about where how come when boys, when young boys are victims of, molestation or whatever, it kind of gets swept under the rug, and it's really skewed from this whole Rasby Chris Stokes situation that's happening and is gaining a lot of momentum right now, and just highlighting how there's a double standard. There's a true double standard to how young boys have their stories of sexual assault, rape, molestation is kind of brushed under, and boys are also victimized and made to feel like, well, you are soft, you must have been asking for it, yada yada yada. But if it happens to a young girl or a woman, it really gets mass attention. But we're not gonna make that tonight's topic. We got some good guests tonight, but that's what Spencer was talking about. I really opened the conversation up on Thaisa's page, so I think it's a great dialogue, and we need to revisit that sometime in the very near future. Dana, we hit them topics, and we make that happen and get the folks aware. Aware. So what's up, David? David, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, shout out where you at. If you're watching from wherever you at, shout us out. Let us know. We can shout out your city, your state, your town, your village, your county, whatever the case may be. But thank y'all for joining us on tonight. It's been a turbulent February. Those that know, my father passed away from COVID on February 6th. And from February 6th up until, today, my life has not been the same. But I'm pushing through with the grace of God and the support of all my friends, family, cousins, loved ones, my church in particular, my partner, Eddie, my boy, Dana.
Yes.
It's been my rocks and my ride or dies as I just navigated that situation. And I'm here. I am here, y'all. I am here, and we're going to still make it do what it do.
We have to.
Oh, and there you go. Look at New Jersey up in the house. Montclair, New Jersey up in the house. We got Fontana up in the house. There you go. Fontana. I think Daryl Mitchell's up in Georgia, down there in Georgia. You heard that? Georgia.
You got to make it hot and heavy.
Right. Hey.
Georgia.
Thanks for the prayers, y'all. I appreciate y'all. So we're just giving y'all time to get up in here. Village, tag your friends, your family, your cousins, your loved ones. Get them up in the Dante Show. Tonight's conversation is going to be lit. It's going to be fire. It's going to be on and popping. We got the Muepos in the building. The Muepos are here. They're going to talk about their new podcast they got launching, and they're going to talk about some issues, some circumstances, and some opportunities that Black folks that we can take advantage of, in areas of finance, education, scholarships, all that kind of stuff? How can we better ourselves? How can we pass down that generational wealth? How can we get stronger? Because listen, when you die, I'm not buying no fish dinner to help bury you. All right. When you die, I'm not washing no cars to help bury you. All right. Listen, when you die, I'm not selling my stuff so you can get buried. Listen, Black folks, we got to begin to get that generational wealth. Start saving up now. Don't leave your family in debt. That's not tonight.
Right.
We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff, because the Muepos are a power couple and they're going to just bring the heat on tonight. All right. So listen, Dana, you ain't dropped in a while.
Drop it. Hold on.
You ain't dropped.
Oh, you're not talking about that drop.
Not that kind of drop.
Oh,
Mar Vista. Shit, you in Mar Vista. I didn't know where you live. Shit, I got to come through. I
thought you was talking about, that drop. They be, the body challenge or something. I was like, hey.
Nah, not that, bro.
Not me, Doc.
Yeah. So you ain't dropped in a while. You gave me time to get through my dad's situation and talk about that on air. But yo, Dana, do you got one for us on today?
Hey, I got a little something, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it touches somebody, you know what I mean? Yay, me.
So listen, this is your first time watching the Donta Show. Every single episode, we have a segment called The Dana Drop. That's where I bow out and my phenomenal co-host take over, and he inspires, motivates, and gives you some words of wisdom that's going to get you through this week. So what? It's time for the what?
It's time for the Dana Drop. Boom! Let's go. What's happening, beautiful people? I pray that everyone is in good spirits and good health during this time. Again, we appreciate you all reaching out to Donta, your prayers and things as the loss of his father. We just want him to, again, know that we love him and we have his back. All right. Please, if you have not already done so, travel over to YouTube and like our page. YouTube.com/Donta Morrison. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell someone, please. We're trying to get our numbers up to 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to get all the people we could get to follow us over there, and it'll be good. I'm going to talk to you today a little bit real quick why Black History Month is important. Why is it important? Okay. It commemorates the past, but looks towards the future. During Black History Month, it is very important to commemorate the past, to understand, reflect, and learn about the difficulties faced by Black people. But it's also important to look to the future. Every day history is being made, and we are living through it as well as shaping it, which will have an impact on the future generations and people's attitudes and values. We celebrate this with celebratory stories, celebrate success stories. Black History Month is an opportune moment to celebrate success stories. It is a month to celebrate all the achievements, prizes, discoveries, and inventions accomplished by African American and people of Caribbean descent. It is the month to highlight that without these success stories, we wouldn't be in the position we are in today. We have to highlight these things, and we wouldn't be moving forward towards future change. We want to make plans for future change. Every story you hear about during Black History Month has had an impact on people, has shaped the world that it is today. This is to say that there is still a lot of planning and a lot of things that we can change and that we can cultivate into our own and make it Black history. So the future of Black people is offered on a level playing field. If we all desire fairness, then we need to create environments with equality and where inequality is not tolerated. Environments that have a clear commitment to diversity and inclusion of all guises. So what I'm saying is we have to be the ones that are going to fight for change, and we have to make a change. We have to provide a clear insight into the truth of Black history, which is not just slavery. I'm going to say that again. We have to provide a clear insight into the truth of Black history, which is not just slavery. In our educational systems, we only explore a glimpse a small glimpse of Black history, which is usually looked at as slavery and the events that took place during that time, instead of the essential to illustrate a Black history story. We always have to divert to slavery. But what about the stoplight? What about the flat iron? What about the ironing board? What about the shovel? What about, the list goes on and on and on and on. When is this going to be adapted into the teaching of our young African-American children and the children of European descent, so that they can know that Black history is just not about slavery? I'm going to say that one more time because we may have some European Americans on here listening. Black history is not only about slavery. Okay, we have to remind our colleagues of the issues and disparity. Black History Month, it is important. It is a very important month whereby conversations focusing on the disparity and issues faced by Black people can occur in different types of environments, including the workplace. These conversations are for people to express their struggles and identify that there are major gaps in the working world, which is still being highlighted, that discrimination of Black people are facing day in and day out. These may be uncomfortable conversations, but they need to be had, and that it's extremely important that we have these conversations because people need to know, again, Black history does not only include slavery. Okay, I hope that you all have enjoyed this brief nugget that I've dropped on you tonight. We have to love ourselves before we can love someone else. We have to love our Black skin that comes in all different shades and colors. And we have to uplift each other in our communities. We have to uplift each other when we see one trying to go forward instead of pulling them back down. We have to be there for each other. We have to spread love instead of spreading hate, lies, and all the other mess that is out there. Love yourself. Love your Black brothers and sisters, because we're all we got. We all we got. At the end of the day, we're all we got. And if we can't love ourselves as a community and as a Black people, who else is going to love us? All right, that's the Dana Drop, and I'm out. Peace. And I'm going to say it again. Black history is more than slavery.
Okay. All right. But it is. And you said that. What's up, YouTubers?
It's not about these movies like Django and all that. These movies get more play than Malcolm X, than the documentary of Martin Luther King. Then all of these, then the Shirley Chisholm and all of these other movies. The three women that did I didn't know about that till I was grown.
But I think a lot of that, and you're dead right. But I think a lot of that has to do with we got to take control of our own narratives. And even though those stories are relevant and they are good, they are important, we got to put that balance out there. Like you said about the like Hidden Figures, that wasn't a new story, but for some reason we were not sharing it.
Bro, I didn't know about that until I was grown. I didn't tell me that in high school.
But some of that, we can't blame everything on the man. Some of that is our fault. Those three queens that worked for NASA and did all that stuff, they also had families. Right. They had people that knew they did a good work. So we got to begin to share our own stories. We got to begin to share stuff that matters. We got to share that good news. But again, you have to look at this part. Were they told not to share it? Can't nobody tell you
threatened?
That grandmama.
I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna say everything's a conspiracy. Okay. That's my grandmama. I'm telling my friends, my grandmama work at NASA, and my grandmama's an engineer. My grandmama is the one that got the spaceship to the moon. That's my grandmama. Yeah. Your grandmama did that? Yeah. So go tell your mama what my grandmama did. You know,
and I'm gonna tell my friends my grandmother made that poo pie.
Yeah, so you're right. So we gotta tell our own stories.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Waiting for Hollywood to push it out there. Why you ain't? But
you're right.
That goes to what people want to see and what they want to celebrate. But we ain't gonna start that show. That's a whole nother conversation. You know, listen, this is your first time watching the Donta Show on Facebook Live. Make sure to check us out on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Donta Morrison. YouTube.com/Donta Morrison. Like, subscribe, love the Donta Show. Tell your friends, your family, your cousins, your loved ones the Donta Show is the show you want to see. All right. Yeah. So without further ado, we're gonna bring back to the Donta Show the dynamic duo, the Muepos. You know, to come on. So they were on here, I think, about a few months ago. They launched their business, Think Big Educational Services. Think Big Educational Services is all about making sure that our kids have all the information they need to get into college. You know, now within the Black community, we oftentimes hear, I can't afford to send my kid to school. My kid ain't passing this. My kid is struggling here. Fanisha and Larry have created this machine that will get your kids through high school and into a good university with scholarships and all kind of stuff. So you're not struggling to make this happen. Take it from me. A higher education is extremely expensive. And without the proper guidance and the proper help, you'll be struggling. It's a lot of parents that need this information that can benefit from it. So check out Think Big Educational Services. So now they are in the process of launching a brand new podcast. And this podcast is going to equip and empower people. You know, I'm all about Black folks, but whoever listens to the podcast is going to be empowered. So, stick around. Don't leave. Go get your drink, get your popcorn, get your sandwich, get whatever you got to get, and get ready for this dynamic conversation with Fanisha and Larry Muepo of Think Big Educational Services and their brand new podcast coming soon. They're going to tell us all about it. Kwame, make it happen.
Let's go. Hey.
Welcome back to the show, y'all.
Yes, welcome. Oh, I feel so good. Thanks for having us back.
Right.
Anytime. Y'all know I'm all about Blackness.
Right. Hey,
Donta Show's Black, where Black lives matter. Listen. Most deaf. So let's dive into it. So we know y'all got Think Big Educational Services. And now y'all about to think even bigger and go to a next level with it. So, hey, we gonna sit back. Let the folks know what you guys are about to launch.
So, hey, everybody. Hey, everyone watching. So just like Donta said and Dana said, we are launching our podcast this month, starting next week. We're excited. We're not just focused on certain topics, but we want to cover a wide range of relevant topics for our community, things that will uplift and provide resources for our community to help in various ways. So one of our topics that that's really dear to our heart is financial literacy. Because so much of that in our community is not being shared, that's going to help us get to the next level and create a generational wealth. So we're coming from experience that we're doing right now with our own family and helping the different things that we're learning, because we listen to podcasts as well. So the different podcasts that we listen to is all about helping the culture, helping the community build that generational wealth that we wasn't taught how to do. We hear about it, but what's the practicalness in building wealth?
Right.
Like, how do you really do that? And how is it sustainable for not just today, but for generations, at least 2 or more generations to come? Because you want to outlive your money. Right? You want to, that's what wealth is outliving that so that the next generation can fulfill that.
Yeah, the other thing we're doing is we're trying to make sure the information is specific, because a lot of people, when they hear general information, they don't know how to apply it to their everyday lives. And like for us, when we first came in you guys' show, we got a lot of people that inundated us with contacts and information and questions. And one of the things we saw is not only is there a need for educational exposure and access to educational tools, like we're getting contacts from parents with kindergarten. We didn't realize now we got to provide resources for kids who are in kindergarten. That's part of the pandemic and how there's a information gap as well as success gap that's been created in our community. So we have to address that. You know, we were focused on high school and college, but now we see we have to go even younger. And then on the financial literacy level, we're trying to make sure that people understand there's access to grants specifically for people in the LA community, specifically in the African American community, and that they have to understand how to access those grants and how to access that free money. Because if you look at just the ownership level alone, African American households are only at 41% in the United States in terms of home ownership, and white folks are at 71%. We're at the lowest level. Asians are higher than us. Latinos are higher than us, and it's even worse when you come to business owners. And it's a lot of people who are intimidated, and people are too comfortable with saying, I need a job that's going to pay me. And they don't understand that if you're getting a job, they have a right to take that money security that you have. Because if they can feed you, they have the right to starve you. And we're trying to change that mentality, getting people away from that. I need somebody to take care of me.
Larry, I want to, you always drop meat. It's just meat.
Right. It ain't nuggets. It's like chunks.
So you touched on something when you said people were reaching out to you because they wanted to, they had kids going into kindergarten and whatever. And I know that in certain communities, I know some Black folks that do that, but they literally start their child's education at kindergarten. And Absolutely. They put their child on this track and path to success at kindergarten. And oftentimes, I know even for me, I didn't really start thinking about college until the 11th grade. And by that time, I'm like, oh, I should have started this in 9th grade because my grades in 10th was bad, whatever. But these tracks that we need to put our kids on, not to guarantee success, but to prepare them for this educational thing. Where do we need to improve? I'm just going to say, as a Black community, where do we need to improve in those conversations about education?
You want to start first?
That's a good point, Donta. I think too, in our Black community, kindergarten is too late, y'all, to start.
What? Dana, you listening?
Kindergarten too late. You need to start.
They got more money than me.
You need to start education earlier than that, because from experience, when I was a teacher assistant here at Windsor Hills Elementary, we were dealing with kids in kindergarten who didn't even know their alphabets, who didn't know just foundational numbers and shapes and stuff like that. They're behind. You need to start at least 3 years old.
Wait a minute. So my kids should be at kindergarten and know their alphabets already and their numbers and whatnot?
Yes.
Yeah, and if they can write by age 5, and because what the thing that you have to understand that in the Black community, what our kids are missing is the ability to have critical analysis as well as cognitive recognition. And what we're seeing is we know parents who started early and their kids have that ability to identify dinosaurs of all types, as well as kids who can speak and able to learn multiple languages. And what that does is that gives them a confidence. I think the biggest thing that happened in the Black community is we were able to train our kids within a neighborhood setting. And because of crack and other things, and because of Black flight, now we don't have that same cohesiveness in the Black community to where I can send my kid over to Big Mama house and she gets Sunday school training, or I can send them over to the old man who's got a little cash in his pocket. He's going to have that kid cut grass and hear some wisdom and some knowledge and get some game. And also what you don't see is the generation ahead that's in that 20 to 21, 22, looking out for the little kids, treating them like little brother and little sister, and not trying to steer them into criminal activity, but mentoring them into success. Because hustling is cool as long as you're not trying to hustle money out of my pocket.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're right. So I guess doing the baby talk is like a waste of time. Just have a conversation. Just listen. I know you're 1 year old, but take that trash out.
Yeah.
But it just, you know what I think it is more, I think we're behind because most African Americans or we don't speak multiple languages. And what happens is, you know, you have Latino and Latino Americans, you know, Asian Americans and people like that speak multiple languages. It just trips me out how these children, they're babies and they'll be speaking 2 languages like right away, like, you know, because their parents talk to them in both languages. Like they'll say sit down in English and then they'll say it in, you know, whatever language they say it in. So these kids grow up already, you know, brain already split. I got Spanish over here. I got English over here. Right. But see, us as that, I've seen that more, the baby talk more in Black homes than any other home that I've gone to.
Exactly. And then so we're telling our kids, oh, you want some Wawa?
Yeah. You got a pee-pee? You got a pee-pee? No, dude, you go use the bathroom.
No, you go urinate.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I get that, and that puts a whole new spin on it when you think about just the dynamics of education. I know that sometimes we do a disservice waiting so long to start pushing that whole education mindset. Right. You know, and you know, for me, you know, the adult learner, it's a different experience trying to get these degrees when you're older. It's a lot harder. I'm not as pliable as I was, you know,
right.
in a younger age. But I do think that my friends that did have that kind of upbringing and they were in families where everybody had a degree. So it was a no-brainer that you're going to get a college degree. So can we talk about breaking those generational cycles with education? You know, do you guys have challenges with that? Like, it's the movie, I think it's Stand and Deliver. When the little girl was like a math, you know, she knew math. Her thing was math, and she wanted to be a doctor. But her family owned a restaurant, and her dad said, no, you're not going to college. We got a family restaurant. We got family money. You just work at the restaurant, and you're set for life. And she's like, I want to be a doctor. I'm smart enough to be a doctor. We don't need a doctor. We need a cashier. Count this money. You know, that's how do you work with families that are stuck in that generational, we got this business mindset, we got the field out back, we don't go to college.
You know what? That's really interesting. And it's a challenge, Donta and Dana, to be really honest with you. I teach in high school, Augustus Hawkins here in LA. And I had a student like that whose parent or who's being raised by her father, Latina young lady, she could not go to college after high school. Her father told her she had to work. She had to help out, you know, with the family. She's a very bright young lady. And I was doing my best. Like, are you sure? Like, can you at least, you know, work and go to school?
Yeah, go to El Camino, something. Yeah.
Can you do something? And then she was like, well, you know, my father just won't let me. So it's the mindset of parents at times that hinder their child from pursuing higher education or pursuing something better than what they were able to do. It's sad and it's unfortunate.
And the thing we want parents and everyone to understand is we want kids, that's what we say, get away from the baby talk, get away from the communication, which is inconsequential, because kids have to be advocates for themselves in middle school and beyond, because the system is only counting them in attendance and giving them tests. And it's interested in their education future or their education direction. Because as someone who employs people, when they come to me and they can't even, let's just say they don't know what I do with a time card to get paid. And you know, as someone who employs people, it's a lot of times is Black kids, the Latin kids that they can't even do their time card and they don't understand. You know, hey, you got to get on this, because if I do your time card, I can pencil with you. And advocacy is so important. That's what we talked about, that cognitive recognition ability.
Right.
Kids have to be able to understand when that school counselor is giving them classes that they don't need, or trying to ignore them and not address their issues with the teacher who's sitting there saying, I'm not going to teach you. I'm going to put you on a video and just watch videos. You know?
Right. I'm going to get my check.
Right.
And
They're going to get paid regardless.
I'm going to get paid. And speaking of paid, you talking about financial literacy.
Yes.
You know, so financial literacy in the Black community, you know we have a lot of Black entrepreneurs. We got a lot of smart Black people that are business minded. They know how to flip a dollar. I don't care if they hustle on the street or if they're doing it legally. They know how to turn a coin. You know, so when it comes to financial literacy, what approach is your podcast going to take to discuss that? Right.
Well, one of the things that we have recently learned about, we never knew about this custodial account until recently, listening to Earn Your Leisure, which is one of the podcasts that we listen to on investing. One of the things is custodial accounts that parents can set up for their I want to say students, but for their children. And so we know about the 529 college savings plan. Right. That's what's been, you know, we hear about that. We know that that's one, but this restricted. You can only use that for higher education. But the UTMA account, with the UTMA, which is UTMA, which stands for Uniform Transform Minors Act. And you could Google this and look this up, parents that's listening. This is a custodial account that you could open up through Charles Schwab or Fidelity or anything like that, where you can buy stocks for your kids. You can teach your kids how to invest in stocks and ETFs, and you could purchase commodities. You can do all these things that is going to build that generational wealth and give them options. So when they're older, they have wealth to start off with.
And the other thing is, we have 4 boys. So the thing we're doing is we're connecting with our family members. We're engaged in some investment opportunities. We're showing them what we're doing. Our children, our 4 boys. We're also teaching them, don't be afraid of money, understand the value of money, and understand, don't get caught up into, let me buy what I want, make sure it's a need, make sure you get some type of return, don't look for just immediate gratification. And so there's also the trying to get folks to understand how to inherit, how to pass things down, make your name an asset, not a liability, so that when you go, like you said, them fish dinners only go so much. have an insurance account, understand the difference between term and whole and universal, and just understanding credit and how the credit game is, and getting people to understand you can empower yourself, empower your family, empower the community, and don't look and have envy at what someone else has and says the grass is greener, because it really ain't. It's just painted green.
Right. And I like what Thais Jackson just said. Thais said that would have saved me a lot of heartache in my 20s. Same here. You know, when I went to the military, you know, when you become a military member, you get approved for every credit card you apply for, because they know you're going to pay it back, or they can just, you know, you're military. But they didn't teach us any kind of money management skills. So I'm 18 years old. I have 4 credit cards. I'm approved for cars, all kind of stuff. And then I'm looking like, but yo, I don't make enough money to pay this stuff back. You know, so then I was forever in debt. I'm like, this is stupid. Why they give me these cards? Then I started hating the whole system and not understanding the importance of having a good credit report. You know, because when you're 18, you ain't thinking about buying a house. We're not 18 from the hood, and you on your own. You know, and yes, like Renee Louise just said, as a college student too. So these financial institutions, they set these kids up from the gate to be forever.
They target them.
Right. And if you're not pouring into your child to let them know that this stuff can be a trap, they're not going to know how to navigate it. So it really is generational. It's generational pitfalls that we end up falling into, and it's so unfortunate. But how do you instruct someone on the importance of investment when they are actually living paycheck to paycheck? They are trying to survive. It's like y'all saying put $5 aside a check, but then that's just $10 a month. What's that going to do for me? How do you convince somebody to invest when they already are squeezing this to make it happen?
So what folks got to understand is in the church, you're taught tithe 10%. You have to understand how to separate assets from liabilities. People look at a car and they say that's a liability. Well, if you get an income from that car by having somebody do Grubhub or DoorDash and they're paying you to use the car, now that liability is turning in money for you. If you can make sure if your car payment is $400, if you can get $300 to pay for that car payment, you just turn that liability into an asset. You've got credit that you can use in a way to help bring in more money. Make sure that your credit score is at 700 and above so that you can go and have opportunities to allow somebody to come onto your credit. See, y'all giving me stuff that's supposed to be the podcast. Here we go. So you've got
that's how you get followers, Larry. You gotta spoon feed a little bit. Yeah.
Tease them.
You gotta tease them. You took Fanisha off the steak and lobster in the begining. Then it was on down. Now we at Denny's.
We need some pork and beans and hot dogs.
Come on, Larry.
Pork and beans and hot dogs now, Larry.
Right. Just go ahead. So if you have a credit score of 700, you can put Pookie and Nene and the folks that's a little short on their credit and say, you got 2 months. I'm gonna let you go under my score, get your score up, and then make sure that they don't get access to your credit card and stuff, so they don't jack up your credit score. And once their score go up, then you can help them get a place, so that way they can get a lower mortgage or whatever they have to, or get another personal loan, and you help them fix their credit, and you can get paid off of that. People don't understand.
That's like co-signing, is it?
No.
But Larry, if your mama put her care bill in your baby name, ain't that the same thing?
What you can do on that is, here we go again. You can go to the secondary market where the secondary reporters that report on your credit that has those negative items, you can opt out because they didn't have permission from you to report those negative items from your mama when she put the cable bill in your name as a kid. Now
you can do that now?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that because we're talking to the Black community.
So, I'm gonna get this house out of my name then.
Listen,
I put it in my name.
I have friends that when they turned 19, they had like a 300 credit score and had all this stuff. They had no idea that they owned 3 cars, had 4 repos. They had no idea. So, Larry, tell the people whose family members did them dirty when they was babies, how do they clear their name from all of that? How do they get out of that whirlwind of mama, why you do that to me? How do they do that?
What you want to do is you don't waste your time with the big 3, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Save them for later. This is also for somebody who's coming back, who's been incarcerated, and those items show up that, you've been evicted and all that stuff. There are secondary credit reporting agencies like Clarity and Innovis, and there's a bunch of them. You can go on to the Consumer Financial Reporting Bureau, and they have a list of all the secondary reporting agencies. You go to each one by one and say, hey, I want to opt out of you guys sending out my credit history. And they have to stop. They can't send out those reports because that's what's being held against people, especially Black folk. They don't understand that those secondary reports is what's really damaging that score. That's going to bring your score up because it happened to us. It's going to bring it up by at least 100. Then the second thing you want to do is work on your credit utilization. You want to make sure the total amount of money that you have on your credit cards is at a 30% of usage. That means if you have $100 credit on your credit card, you don't want to do anything more than $30. You want to keep it at 30%. If you go over that 30%, that's what hits your score up. The third thing you do is then after you took care of all that, start contesting. You can start contesting. And you can go pay a credit agency, reporting agency, or one of those credit fix people, but know how to do it first before you go to them. Because you can negotiate with them and say, hey, look, I'm not paying you $200 for something I can email. What I need you to do is represent me in case we got to go to court.
Right.
And that way you pay all the fakers.
So if your credit is good already, can you still go to that secondary and make it better?
Yes. As a matter of fact, if you have particular assets that you want to protect, then you got to go to the next level. You got to say, hey, am I going to start thinking about a LLC, liability company, or putting it into a trust? Because what could happen is, let's say you're in a car accident and someone claims that they're hurt. Doesn't matter if they are or they aren't. They can go to a shady doctor and they can say, oh, I got hurt. And when we tap fender bender, and then they can charge you for $25,000. Well, guess where that money's coming out of? That's going to get attached to the house. You're going to have a lien on your house. And now you're sitting up there saying, hey, I got good credit. Now your credit score gets messed up and you have a lien on whatever property you may have. But if your house is in a LLC and you make it so that only you and the lawyer know who the owner is, they won't be able to come after your property. And that saves you a lot of headache.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have This sounds good.
Yeah, they info going across. Hey, we're gonna do a quick commercial break, really quick. I want to give some folks some information about where to get tested for COVID-19. All right, so COVID-19, it is still a pandemic. People are still getting infected. If you live in the Long Beach area, you can go to my church, Church One Ministries, 700 East 7th Street, Long Beach, California, for a free COVID-19 test, on Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. All right. That is Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please register at AACEC-Church1, AACEC-Church1, or just call Church One Ministries 562-633-2515 to see how you can sign up for a free COVID-19 screening. All right, absolutely free, no crowd, no nothing right now. Right now. But we encourage you all, go out and get a COVID-19 test. If you live in the Long Beach area, can't find where to go to Church One Ministry, 700 East 7th Street, Long Beach, California, 90805. And back to the Muepos. So what else is Think Big? What other? So we got education, financial literacy. How else y'all gonna help the community come together and be great? What else y'all gonna do?
Actually, we're going to have one of the episodes talk to some millennials, because the millennials are not broke, as some people think. We read all these articles. The millennials are living in their parents' basement, broke, can get a job after college. No, not the millennials we know.
Right.
Especially the millennials from Church One. Shout out to those millennials. And millennials in our family. So it's really interesting talking to the millennials today, because they have a whole nother mindset. They have a different mindset than our generation did and our parents' generation. They're more risk takers. They're more they're doing things that's setting them up for their wealth building. Right. And so our oldest son, Dontrell's an investor in the financial services and all of that kind of good stuff. And so like all his friends are investing in stocks and all these different avenues and buying homes and all this stuff in their 20s.
And they in the crypto. They in the cryptocurrency.
And they're into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and all of that.
They know it. Code and options. We do, guys in options.
I'm gonna do a show about Bitcoin. I've been getting educated on it, so I'm gonna do a show about Bitcoin, because I do not want us to be left behind when it comes to cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the next thing. Cryptocurrency is about to, replace a lot of what we know about money. So we need to be in the forefront of that and not be sitting back saying, "Man, that's some old." No, that ain't no old nothing. We gotta up our game, my people. We gotta up our game and get on the cryptocurrency boat and ride with them. So we're not looking at sail down the ocean like, dang, I'm on this island still.
Exactly.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to say about that, I hope your audience understands that the fastest way to get $3 million from New York to LA is by plane. You got to physically take it by plane. With cryptos coming out with blockchain, they're now having Visa cards that are back.
I saw those.
Yeah, Visa cards. Imagine that. They're talking about how crypto might replace gold.
Yeah.
As an investment tool.
Yeah.
And if we don't understand what's going on, there's a time to get in is now, especially when you hear a billionaire like Mark Cuban say, that's what you want to be in. You have to know this.
When Elon Musk is buying billions of dollars worth of it, that's when you know, yo, this is something we gotta take serious. You know, this is something, and it may not be for us. We're talking about generational wealth.
Right.
Generational wealth. All right. So we got it. You know, I got 2 god kids that I love. I want them to be set. Set. So
those babies right there. Those are babies.
All right, what else? What else I got? We got the millennials. We got generational wealth. We got education. What else think being got on their plate that they're gonna help the community overcome?
So another thing that we're going to be talking about, one of the first episodes, is how to nurture your children's talents, even in this virtual world. Because people think, because our kids may act or sing or dance or anything like that, or be into sciences, there's nothing that we can do. But actually, right now is the opportunities. There's so many opportunities out there that you can nurture your child's talents in whatever it is that they're doing. So, for example, with Joel, our youngest, he's been doing virtual dance classes. You know, he's back at doing things at Lula Washington Dance Theater, but over the summer, he's been doing ballet classes virtually and different things like that. Tap. Now he's with, I don't know if everybody know about Chloe Arnold, Syncopated Ladies. They are a tap group that's Tap for Beyonce and all these other people, but they have a youth group called Soul Talk. And so he just got into that, and that's virtual. So we have to find and network with parents who are on that path to help our children to the next level and build their confidence in whatever talents that they have.
I love it. it. So when does this launch? Hold on, let me go back because Sean Poole asked the same question twice. Sean said, I was told you have to have excellent credit to invest in crypto. No, you do not.
No,
you can buy Bitcoins on Cash App. You can go to Cash App right now and buy some Bitcoin. Right. Okay, but you want to get it in an amount that's going to make sense. You don't want to get one coin. You know, you want to buy some Bitcoin and then keep investing in Bitcoin to build it up. We're not going to take time to break down the whole Bitcoin thing right now.
Right.
But once the people on this thread that watch the Dante show understand how Bitcoin works and really knows how you can get in on it right now with your $20 a month investment and it's going to pay off in the long run. Yes, but no, Sean Poole, you do not have to have excellent credit. You ain't got to have good credit. You ain't got to have bad credit. You don't have to have no credit to buy Bitcoin. If you got Cash App and $5, you can buy some Bitcoin. But you want to buy it where you can pull it off of Cash App so they're not going to take money off of your Bitcoin purchase. Right. You want to put Bitcoin in a Bitcoin wallet that is your own. So, you know, we'll talk about that later. All right.
Right.
Yeah, because even if you don't want to do it that way, there's an ETF that you can invest in Bitcoin. So investing has nothing to do with your credit. That's the beauty of it.
Nothing. It's a lot of rich folks bad credit. A lot of rich folks got bad credit. All right. So I see that your podcast premieres on March 4th on Pyro Media Network. All right, so let folks know about it. I mean, is it an hour long, 45 minutes, 10-minute tip? What is it?
Right.
They're about 30 minutes because, you know, we just want to go straight right into it, keep it simple, give the information, connect with our audience, about 30 minutes, 40-minute podcast. And the beauty of podcasts is you can listen to it anywhere.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Driving, put on the Muepos, Think Big Educational Service. Get some information about the different topics that we'll be bringing to the community.
Yeah, it beats a newsletter and printing and all that. It's just the way to communicate in our times. Because we were getting inundated with all these requests and things, and we were like, we got to find a way to get people the info, and it's just the fastest way to get folks information without having to sit on the phone and have an hour-long conversation.
Which can be difficult. It can be difficult, and it's not smart. So you want to work smarter, because you want to have to tell the same story 18 different times.
Right.
Do a podcast. It's all a podcast. Check out the podcast. No, I totally get it. And Shay's the lady. She's on YouTube. Back to Bitcoin real quick. I don't want to get into something I don't understand. I truly don't understand Bitcoin. We're talking about money, y'all. So we got to pause for this one. So I'm going to do a show about Bitcoin so that people that want to learn more about it can understand Bitcoin. I'm not going to host it because I know minimal. So we're going to have some Bitcoiners on here that's going to talk about Bitcoin to just demystify everything. It's not as confusing as you think. It's very easy to understand, but I don't want to explain it wrong. So, and I appreciate you for saying I don't want to throw my money out there, and don't know where it's going. Times is rough, So,
and we still have scammers.
We definitely will. So, Muepos, what else you got going on? I know you got the podcast. You still have Think Big Services. Is it a website? When folks go to it, how do they contact you? I mean, what does the website have? This is your time now.
But real quick, Larry looks like he can cook. I think Larry does the cooking at the house. Am I right?
We both.
Oh, you better say we both. You better say we both.
Fanisha make a mean chili dog.
Dana. You must
she make a mean chili dog, bro. She make a mean chili dog.
But he gonna make a mean omelet.
There you go.
Right.
You ain't had to be in the sauces till Fanisha bring it in.
Right. So we do have a website, www.thinkbigedservices.org. You will be able to get to our podcast that way or through Pyro Media website, our social media handles as well. Gmail. And our Gmail is thinkbigedservices@gmail. Contact us anytime for any educational purposes. We do book editing as well for authors. So we just finished a book not too long ago for a client. So we're just educational all around.
And grants. We're also doing grants. Another thing that's coming up, LA City is doing an air taxi initiative for air mobility. We're getting into that. We're trying to learn all that as well. That's going to be another, in the LA area alone, it looks like it's going to be a $3 billion business. It's something that's going to explode. It's going to launch in probably 2025 at the earliest. You're going to see multiple air taxi services, air limo services by 2030. So that's something that folks can learn about and get into. And we're helping business entrepreneurs get ready for that as well.
Love it. Hey, y'all, give it up for Larry and Dr. Fanisha Muepo. Think Big Educational Services podcast coming soon, coming on March 4th, right? March 4th. Podcast March 4th on Pyro Media Network. So Pyro Media Network is hosting the Think TBES podcast. Of all kind of information. Please make sure to check out their website, www. What is it?
Think Big Ed Services. Oh, there you go.
There you go. www.thinkbigedservices.org or call 213-308-1905 and you will get either Larry or Dr. Fanisha Muepo to help you with all of your services. Get your kids some scholarships and get them through college, get them to college, and
right, that part.
Tonight's show. All right. So Larry, Fanisha, thank you so much for coming back to the show. We appreciate it. And we're going to have y'all on again talking about this Bitcoin.
Yeah. Here we go.
You know that's next level. We gotta get God kids and everybody.
Listen, we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen. All right, y'all.
Thank you.
See y'all later. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
And real quick, y'all, we want to make this announcement one more time about COVID-19. COVID-19 testing is happening Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at Church One Ministries in the city of Long Beach, 700 East 70th Street, Long Beach, California, 90805, Long Beach. So Church One is located Long Beach, Paramount, Downey area, Compton, all that. Go on by Church One Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Saturday, I think it's 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Not sure. For more information, call 562-633-2515. It is absolutely free. So stop by Church One, get your absolutely free COVID-19 test Tuesday. That is tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then on Saturday, no excuses. You ain't at work. On Saturday, you can stop by the church house and get that COVID-19 test. All right, Kwame, after this, you can go ahead and roll that commercial, bro. There's the flyer, y'all. Pre-register, AACEC-Church One, AACEC-Church One. Check out the.
What's up, Village? It's your boy Kwame, the man with the plan behind the stands. Before we get into it, do me a favor. If you are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, hit that share button so people can see what the fuss is all about. Don't worry if it's the end of the show. They can catch the replay. We're trying to spread the love instead of spreading the lies, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Did you know that our boy Dante Morrison is a best-selling author? Do you like smut? Yes, smut. Well, these books are filled with it. Check out The End of the Rainbow, followed by the sequel, Yesterday Clarified. You can get them on Amazon, or if you are tired of giving Jeff Bezos the time of day, you can visit www.dantemorrison.com, where, in fact, you will find out more about the motivational, inspirational, hilarious host known as Dante. Mr. Morrison, if you're nasty. He is not only the host of TDS, he is a public health advocate, motivational speaker, and community change agent. Articles, interviews, blogs, podcasts, vlogs, and more. You name it, and Dante has done it. Speaking of vlogs, have you subscribed to the Dante Show YouTube? Now, every villager should be subscribed. The more the channel grows, the bigger TDS messaging becomes. It's really simple. Go to www.youtube.com/Dante Morrison. And also, did you want to be a guest on the Dante Show? Or do you want to book Dante or Dana on your platform? Stop. Don't inbox him, don't email him, or even call him. You know what you need to do? Go ahead and open your handy-dandy smartphone or Wi-Fi enabled device and send an email to info@pyromedianetwork.com and request your presence on the show. It's 2021, y'all, and Dante and Dana has got management. So, let's conduct business. Speaking of management, the Dante Show is produced by Pyro Media Network. We are a Black-owned digital marketing and video production agency helping businesses and brands make an impact with their message. We also help businesses navigate what we call the biggest communication shift in over 500 years, social media. So, if you have a business, brand, or influence, and you want to take it to the next level, contact us today. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you on the next. Boom.
Close up, Dana.
Hey, make sure y'all follow me at DNA716 on Instagram. Again, that's at DNA716. So you can see all the things that your boy got going on and all the things your man won't do. No, I'm just playing. Hey, you know what? But before we get out of here, we got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
We got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
Man, that was weak. You must have been moonlighting all day because you ain't got no voice left. Hey, make sure y'all reach out to somebody to make sure they're doing okay. Even if you think they're doing okay, reach out to them. Depression, suicide is real during this time. Make sure that email, that text, it reaches them. That stuff goes a long way, okay? And as I say all the time before we leave, we love y'all, and there ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Yes.
And make sure to follow me on Instagram, Donta_Morrison, Donta_Morrison. Just follow me and see what I'm talking about. You know, maybe something you like. Village, we thank you. We appreciate you. Without the Village, we would not have a show. We'd just be two dudes talking to ourselves. So thank you so much for riding with us throughout the years and just being a part of our family, for just being that encouragement that we need and just that love that just makes us feel all warm and fuzzy. On tomorrow night, we're going to have another phenomenal conversation. So please, everyone, be safe, stay safe, be blessed, God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on Facebook Live and YouTube. All right, y'all, take care and God bless.
Peace.